Hi, my name is Carla Atkins, and today I will be talking about depreciation. Have you ever traded in or sold an older or used vehicle and got less money in return than what you were expecting? This is because of depreciation. The moment you begin using your newly acquired asset, whether for business or personal use, it begins losing value. Depreciation can seem confusing at first because there are so many different kinds of methods. But today I'm going to talk about what the basic information it is you need to choose the best method, the most commonly used method, and the other different methods that are being used. Now, when I am consulting at businesses that are just starting and opening their doors, a lot of them don't know which method to choose. So it is important to understand the basic information needed to choose a method. And this is what we're going to talk about first. First, the basic information needed to calculate depreciation is the original cost of the asset, the residual value or the salvage value of the asset at the time of disposal. Most companies use 10%, and a lot of them also use $0. Now you're going to take these two pieces of information to arrive at the depreciable base. You're going to take the residual value and subtract it from the asset original cost, and that is the depreciable base. Another important piece of information is to know the estimated service life of the asset, which is how long or the number of times it'll be used or what the amount of units of output the asset is expected to put out. Then you're going to select a depreciation method that is systematic and rational, as stated by Ronald Kimmel, who wrote the Most Common Depreciation Methods article in 2015. Now the methods. They are the straight line method, sums of the year's digits method, declining balance, and the activity method. Per the generally accepted accounting principles, or the US GAAP or GAAP, the method that will be selected should be used consistently every period. Now that we have gone over the basic information, let's look at the most popular method. According to Jones, Pagich, and Whalen's second edition textbook of Intermediate Accounting, the straight line method is the most commonly used method of depreciation. The straight line method is used when the declination value in the asset will be around the same for each period. As you can see in the first slide, the equation is taking the depreciable base and dividing it by the estimated life to arrive at the depreciation expense. The depreciation expense is then reduced from the year-end book value of the asset. And then these steps are repeated until you arrive at the ending residual value of the asset. The straight line method is the simplest most common method used. And we will now go over the other methods. The next three methods do not rely on a constant depreciation expense like the straight line method did. In the sums of the year's digit method, as seen in the second slide, a fraction is multiplied by the depreciable base to arrive at the depreciation expense. This expense is then subtracted to the year-end book value. And unlike the straight line method, you're going to take that expense, you're going to take the original cost of the asset and repeat all the steps until the asset has been fully depreciated. Now, in slide number 3 is the declining balance method. In the declining balance method, first compute the straight line depreciation method and then multiply it by 2. This depreciation expense is then subtracted from the year-ending book value of the asset. This method is just like the straight line method, and you're going to take the year-end reduced amount and bring it back to the next, it's going to be the original starting point for your next year equation. The final method is the activity or units of production method. In slide 4, an example can be seen. To calculate this method, take the depreciable base and divide by the usage of the asset. Well, this can be the number of units or the number of hours that the asset was used for production. Then take that amount and multiply it by the actual usage that the asset performed during that time period to get the depreciation expense. Take this amount and subtract it for the year-ending book value. And once again, unlike the straight line method, you're going to use the you're going to use the actual usage each year to arrive at the new depreciation expense. Now that I have gone over what depreciation is, the most common depreciation method, and the other various methods with examples, when you begin your consultations, please remember this presentation as a reference when determining what the best depreciation method is for you and your clients. Thank you.